I'm going to be doing a gesture drawing practice for Marc Brunet's digital art school. I'm going to be doing 60-second gesture drawings because that's just my favorite time frame to use. This time around, I decided to challenge myself, so you'll see that the poses and references that I'm using are a lot more complicated than in my previous videos. So I'm actually in term 2 of Marc Brunet's art school, which means I've been doing a lot of portrait drawings. And a couple of days ago, I tried doing some figure drawings and I noticed that my skill level had gotten really rusty. Like I had no idea what I was doing. So I decided to get back and do a little bit of gesture drawings just to keep my skills sharp. I think you're supposed to be doing these once in a while anyways. So this person looks like they're relaxing and having a good time. I actually really like the clothes of this person, which is why I'm super looking forward to term 3 of digital art school, because there's going to be a course on how to draw clothing on a person. It's something that I've never learned before. Designing outfits for characters is something I've always liked doing. Ever since I was a kid, I would draw these outfits for superheroes like Batman and Superman. But I think drawing clothes was something that was just seemingly too complicated for me to pick up. I'm excited to take term 3 and see what I learn from Mark. From what I've seen from his students, their clothing that they draw all look pretty good. So one thing that's good about drawing from reference photos online instead of live figure drawing, really the only advantage I would say is that they can do some pretty wild poses such as this one. So if you're using a live model, there's no way that they could hold a pose like this for a minute or anything longer than 5 seconds at most, I'd imagine. But if you're using a picture online, then they can pretty much stay in that pose for as long as you need. So this person, for some reason, his legs look really small compared to the rest of his body. Even with the foreshortening, that kind of weirded me out when I was drawing this picture. It just doesn't seem normal that his legs are that small. So I don't know if they did some kind of Photoshop or distortion or something, but when I was looking at this one, it kind of confused me a little bit. This picture is really something that made me feel a lot better in my mood because I'm in Seattle, and so for those of you who don't know, it's pretty much rainy and dark in Seattle all the time. So anytime I see a picture in the winter with someone outdoors and it's green and there's a lot of sunlight, it kind of makes me very happy. I actually recently got back from a trip to New Zealand for work, and over there, I'm pretty sure it's summer right now, so that was super nice to get outside and get sunburned a little bit. And I know that hand looks gigantic. When I'm quickly drawing these gestures, sometimes the proportions look a little weird. But usually for the hand, I just try to draw the thumb and then 2 sets of fingers for the second and third finger, and then the fourth finger and the pinky. If any of you are curious for where I got these images from, it's from a website called Pexels, which I just discovered. So as far as I can tell, Pexels is basically Pinterest, except they have stock images and stock videos that are royalty free and copyright free, so you can use them commercially if you need. I'm gonna include a link in the description to my Pexel collection, which is basically like a Pinterest board, and you can go ahead and download any images that you like. You don't need to create an account or anything, so it's pretty convenient. I think I'm going to be using this website a lot more. Before I was buying model packs from online websites, but now that I figured out that I can just get them for free and they're very high quality from a website like this, I'm probably just going to stick with this website for now. So my drawing process is still the same. As always, you draw the action line, the head, and then I try to map out where the shoulders are and where the waist is. I think the shoulders and the hips are probably the two most important parts of the drawing. After that, I'll draw out the limbs extending from the body for the legs and the arms. These black and white pictures look really cool. For some reason, it just looks more vintage, I guess. This is a pretty complicated pose because so much of the model's body is hidden. So you have to make some inference as to what it looks like over there. It's unclear whether her midsection is scrunched up or wide open and extended. So this pose was the most difficult pose that I worked on today. I think this time I chose a lot of gestures that were upside down, which is pretty difficult. The reason is because number one, it jumbles my brain a little bit. I'm not used to drawing people upside down. But also just from a mechanical perspective, when you're drawing, usually you're drawing downwards, so the strokes of your pencil are going down. But when I was drawing this portrait, because the person's upside down, I kind of feel the need for some reason to draw upwards. And so I was fighting that urge, and that kind of screwed me up a little bit. I would say this is probably the one that could use the most work when looking at the final results. So the World Cup is over and Messi has finally the last trophy that was missing from his collection. So congratulations to Messi. I'm a hardcore Ronaldo fan though. Ever since I was a kid, I would wear the number 17. I think that's the number that he wore at Manchester United earlier in his career. I heard that his next contract is going to be an insane amount of money, like $170 million or something crazy like that a year. So I think he's going to be doing fine. I think next time I'm going to do more gesture drawings of athletes and people playing sports, because I think there's a lot of natural dynamic movement that goes into that. For gestures like this one where the legs are very wide apart, I'll try to draw two action lines because one just isn't enough. So you can see that I have one curve for her upper body and the leg that's pointing upwards, and then another line for the leg that's going downwards. I wonder how many takes it took for them to get this picture perfect. I'm getting pretty jealous looking at the sunshine in this image. It'll probably be a couple months before I experience that in Seattle, so I'm planning to make some trips overseas to places that are nice and warm during the winter so I can get some of that vitamin D. Now, if you like this video and want to see more of my gesture drawing practices, make sure to go check out this video right here where I did some gesture drawing practices previously. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.